Hi, it's Christina with the Sisyphean Journal. And we don't have a death anniversary today. So, what I want to talk about is how the abortion rights activists and pro choicers tend to use euphemisms for the entity that is destroyed in an abortion. They'll typically say either products of conception or pregnancy tissue, although sometimes they'll just go with contents of the uterus. Well, there are circumstances when the products of conception, pregnancy tissue, or contents of the uterus really does consist of just tissue. And those are gestational trophoblastic disease and blighted ovum. Now, gestational trophoblastic disease results in what's called a hydatidiform mole. Hydatidiform is Greek for like a bunch of grapes. And I think it looks more like a pomegranate than grapes. If you follow the link to the companion post, I have a medical illustration of a molar pregnancy plus a link you can follow to see what it actually looks like. And it is clearly just tissue. There's no arms, no legs, no hands, no feet, no eyes, no brain, no heart, none of the things that you would see in a living human fetus. And then there is blighted ovum, and that's when you get the gestational sac, like the amniotic sac, but it's empty. There is nothing in it. The only thing in the uterus is fluid and that gestational sac. So you've got tissue, you just don't have a human. And you will notice that pro-lifers have absolutely no problem with removing a hydatidiform mole or gestational trophoblastic disease pregnancy. No problems with removing a blighted ovum. In fact, if you go to a pro-life pregnancy center and they do an ultrasound and they see that there's a blighted ovum or there's a hydatidiform mole, they will have no problem whatsoever in referring you to a doctor that will remove said aforementioned mole or blighted ovum because there's not a human being there. So don't let them weasel talking about tissue when it's not just tissue. They would not be partnering with medical researchers to sell bits and pieces of an empty gestational sac or a bunch of just little globs of tissue that don't have a thymus or a spine or a brain or eyes. So, sometimes it is just tissue, and nobody objects to removing something that's just tissue.